Welcome to the Central Connect, Equip, Send podcast, a podcast where we sit down with members of the Central Church family to discuss being connected, equipped, and sent. And today we are going to listen to my conversation with Mike Henry, the pastor to students at Central. Mike took some time to share with me what will be going on with the Central Student Ministries over the summer and the 2 different student mission trips. So if you know a student who is in Central Student Ministries, or if you just want to know what in the world Central Student Ministries are doing this summer, please listen into this show. I am joined today by the student ministry pastor at Central, Mike Henry. Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. Hey, I am hoping to take a little bit of time to talk with you today to promote some of your upcoming trips that you've got coming up for the student ministries.
Yeah, absolutely.
But before we get into that, one of the things we've kind of been doing from time to time in these episodes is getting a chance to know the person we're talking about. We're talking about connecting with people at the church. And people have probably seen you up front. They get to see you doing announcements. They get to see you with the students. But maybe they don't know you real well. So I wanted to ask a question to get to know you a little bit.
Fire away.
All right. So your question is, Mike, if you were given a day where it's just you.
Yeah.
And you've kind of got the day all in front of you, but you've got no responsibilities.
Right. And
so this is just Mike's day to eat, do activities, have relaxing time, have projects, whatever. And you're not doing anything for anybody, but just for your own kind of soul.
Yeah.
What does Mike's day look like?
Step number 1, go out for breakfast.
Oh,
breakfast, in my opinion, is like the simplest meal to make and therefore the most opulent meal to go out for. I love going out for breakfast. It's the best thing in the world to me.
Living like a king.
Living like a king. Truly. After that, probably go for a hike in the morning. Go to Stone State Park. Beautiful trails up there. Love getting out there. And then the afternoon and evening would definitely be spent in the movie theater. I can pull the doubleheader, triple header, no hesitation. I could spend 12 hours in a movie theater.
3 back-to-back movies.
Oh, for sure. I've done it before.
Really?
Totally comfortable, totally fine. I did have an opportunity last year. I drove to Omaha and saw 4 movies back to back to back to back, and it was amazing. It was one of the best days.
How much time did they give you in between showing multiple movies?
Well, I had to go to multiple theaters.
Oh, no!
I had to go to 3 different theaters. And so, yeah, there was a little bit of driving in between, but it all worked out fine. I had, just enough time to get in, get some food, sit down, enjoy the movie.
Wow.
And that is what I would do. When I go to the movies, it's like total relaxation for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say it's your evening meal. So that you're in between your movies or whatever. You're gonna either make something or you're gonna eat something. What's that meal? What's Mike's meal?
Probably a really good cheeseburger. Again, something very basic, but I think because everybody makes a cheeseburger, it's a perfect thing to use as a measuring stick for how good a restaurant is.
Okay.
If the cheeseburgers aren't good, nothing else on the menu is going to be good.
All right, so Mike, the most important question.
Yeah.
Who in Sioux City has the best cheeseburger?
That is tough. I would say the best burgers I've had. I really like the burgers at Soho's downtown on 4th. They have a great variety of burgers.
Okay.
Where they do some different things with them that are very enjoyable. But my favorite go-to, and it is complete garbage. I know it's garbage when I'm eating it, is Jim's Burgers in Leeds.
Yep.
Their Western Bacon Cheeseburger, which is a cheeseburger, but also on the burger are onion rings, bacon, and barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the sweet, the salty, the savory. It is as bad for you as it sounds. Probably worse.
But you went for a hike for the morning, so you've earned the cheeseburger at the evening. So.
I would have to hike to the moon and back to earn that cheeseburger.
Well, I think a lot of people will be able to relate to your favorite day, a lot of those things. So, and I will say one thing that jumped out to me is that when I've asked other people this question, some of them have really kind of struggled and wrestled through it. When I mentioned this question, you knew. You've thought through just this is who I am. This is what I like, and that was great.
I know how to relax. I think that's an important thing to be able to do as an adult.
Right. Yeah, self-care. It's good.
Definitely.
All right, so Mike, I want you to take just a few minutes here to share with everybody what we have coming up for our student ministries. We've got some summer trips that'll be coming up. And I was wondering if you could just give us a little bit of promotion about what trips we have coming up and some things that parents and students can be looking forward to or to be aware of.
For sure. We're very excited this summer. We've actually got 2 different mission trips, 2 week-long trips. One exclusively for middle school students, and one just for high school students. The reason we do that, the reason we're doing it this year, is we really feel like with middle school students and high school students, they're very similar, but they also have different needs, especially when you're on a week-long trip. I just like the idea of having 2 separate trips to be able to kind of cater to them and make sure that they're having the most meaningful experience possible.
So when you say middle school students, you're specifically, what ages does that include?
For our trips, for the sake of our trips, we're talking about students currently in 6th grade and 7th grade.
Got it.
And then high school students, it's a much bigger window. It's students currently in 8th grade through senior year of high school.
Okay. All right. So the middle school trip, can you tell us a little bit about what that'll look like? This is for the current 6th and 7th graders.
Correct. It is going to be June 21st to the 26th, so not quite a full week. I think it's a Sunday to Friday. And we're going to go up to Lake Traverse, South Dakota. So it's just a few hours up I-29, like straight north from here. And we're going to be working with an organization called YouthWorks. And YouthWorks is nationwide. They have a number of these kind of work mission trip experiences. And this one, they've been involved, I think, for upwards of 20 years with the Native American community there at Lake Traverse. And so they run these trips all through the summer. And this one that we're going to, June 21st to the 26th, that week is going to be made up entirely of middle school students.
Oh, okay. So from other churches as well.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. So the work team is made up of just kids from our church. But the place where we sleep and eat and that large group time every night, that's going to be with kids from other churches as well.
That'll be great. With this trip, will it be something where they need to pack anything specific, or there's things they should be keeping in mind? Like, what sorts of things will they be doing on this trip?
Yeah. Basically, on both of these trips, they're kind of, I'd say a lot of variety. They try and give kids a well-rounded experience to kind of understand what people who are established in the community are already doing. So there's going to be some work project stuff. So kids are going to need to bring work gloves. You're going to need to bring clothes that can get dirty and messy. Might be doing concrete work or digging a trench or building a ramp for someone. We're also going to be doing stuff where we're working in assisted living facilities. So they might be taking an afternoon to do a game day at a retirement home. They could be doing stuff in a kids camp through a church, like a vacation Bible school. So a whole variety of things like that. And then, of course, there's things like they'll have to bring like a sleeping bag and a sleeping pad. Different things like that.
Sure. How much will this trip cost, and when do they have to have it paid for?
So the middle school trip to Lake Traverse, South Dakota is $400. And that's kind of our flat fee. And so we will do fundraising. We'll have our Pizza Ranch Tips Night. We'll be doing our dessert auction after the children's musical in March. And that money needs to be in by the beginning of June. As people sign up, they'll be getting schedules for when things are due and when the different activities we'll be doing to raise funds.
But I guess maybe the question should have been, when do they need to sign up by?
There you go. For both the middle school trip and the high school trip that we'll talk about, the deadline to register is Wednesday, February 26th.
All right.
And that is the last Wednesday in February.
Okay. Is this a limited trip, or there's a certain number of spots you'll have to fill?
Yeah. For middle school, we only have 10 spots available. If we exceed that number, the same for the high school, we have to get so many more to get more spots. You can't just like add 1 or 2 people at a time. We'd have to add like 7.
Okay. All right. Well, tell us a little bit about the high school trip. And this is for current 8th graders all the way through current seniors in high school.
Correct. This one's very exciting. We love this trip. We're going back to Chicago. We've been going... Last year we went to Nashville, which was a lot of fun, but we're going back to Chicago. We've gone 5 or 6 times. Every experience is great. Every year is a little different. We work with an organization called City Serve Mission. And again, they're another organization that's well established. They do trips year round in their cities, and they're strictly in urban environments. And so their focus is to give students an understanding of what God is doing in urban environments to serve the communities there. So we'll be working with a variety of organizations. We've done stuff, usually every group does soup kitchens. We'll do those in the evening. Then during the day, sometimes we're working in day camps through the YMCA, Parks and Rec, Boys and Girls Club. We might be doing work projects around the city. We've worked in a variety of jobs, including like a couple of years ago, we had one group that was teaching English at a refugee center.
Oh, wow.
And so they were working with adults from all over the world and like hearing their stories and getting to know them and trying to teach them English. And it was an incredibly beneficial experience. It was really powerful. But we do all kinds of stuff in Chicago, but it's a great time, a real kind of development of urban understanding, what urban life is like.
And so what's the cost on the Chicago trip?
Yeah, the Chicago trip is $500.
Okay.
Again, we'll be doing some fundraising, including a Pizza Ranch Tips Night and the dessert auction.
Okay.
And the date for the Chicago trip is July 12th to the 18th.
Okay.
So the middle school trip is in June.
Got it.
The high school trip is in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, what are some of your favorite memories, just maybe one or two, of the student mission trips? And why would you say it's important for students at Central to participate?
I'll start with why I think it's important. I think it's a twofold answer. One, I think it's important for students to understand that they can serve right now, that they have a meaningful role to play in the lives of their community, that God has given them unique abilities that they can use right now. It's not the sort of thing you have to wait till you're an adult to serve. But they can serve right now. And the other reason is for them to better understand how God has crafted them to serve others. And hopefully, it would be my dream for students to continue to serve as they get older, based on the experiences they've had in the past, to know, hey, I can go serve here. I can go serve with this group because I've done it before. And I know how God has wired me to serve in this capacity.
Yeah, like a confidence and habit of serving.
Yeah.
That's good.
Favorite memories, it's usually, I think if you asked a lot of the kids who've been on the trips before, there would be two things. One, with City Serve Mission, the organization in Chicago, every night for dinner we go to a different ethnic restaurant. It is fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. And it's like the menu's already set, so we just sit down and the food comes out.
Okay.
That would be a great memory. The kids, it's awesome seeing them be like, at the beginning of the week, like, I don't know about this.
It's not chicken strips.
We are not eating chicken. We never eat chicken strips. To the end of the week, like, there is no food left on the table. It is gone. And they are like wanting more. And that's awesome. The other memory would be every night we kind of have a tradition of doing like a debrief time. And yeah, we've kind of whittled it down. I just ask the same three questions every night. What was your high? What was your low? And where did you see God work? You start out the beginning of the week, that meeting might take 45 minutes. We get to the end of the week, that meeting's taking like 2.5, 3 hours. And it's an incredible time just to see kids open up, to see them share. They kind of, they encourage each other. They talk about kind of what God is doing in their heart, the challenges they're experiencing. It's just a really powerful time of community.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you very much for sharing that stuff. Real quick, one more recap, just for us to remember. We'll have our middle school trip, which will be to Lake Traverse, South Dakota, June 21st through the 26th, and the cost on that is $400. They need to be signed up and registered by February 26th, correct?
Correct.
And for the high school trip, we have our missions trip to Chicago, which is July 12th through the 18th. Cost on that is $500, and still the deadline to sign up is February 26th.
I want to say, because I always say it to the students, yeah, we do fundraising. It's still a lot of money. I would say this to every family that's listening. Parents, if you want your student to go, but money is going to be something that's going to get in the way, please contact me. Shoot me an email. Give me a phone call. Every student who wants to go on these trips, assuming there's still space, gets to go.
Perfect.
We'll make it a priority that every kid gets to go on this trip.
Okay. And real quick, how can parents get a hold of you or students?
Yeah. You can call me here at the church office, 712-239-1000, or my email, mike@cbcsiouxcity.org.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Mike.
No problem.
Again, a big thank you to Mike for sharing what's going on with Central Student Ministries this summer. If you have any questions about what is going on with Central Student Ministries for their upcoming mission trips, you can email Mike at mike@cbcsiouxcity.org. And just a reminder to you all, please take a minute to subscribe to the Central Connect, Equip, Send podcast in the podcast player of your choice. Not only would we like you to subscribe, we would also like to hear from you. If you have a story of something that God has done in your life, we would like to hear from you. Or if you have a challenging question, theological or practical, that you would like addressed on air, email those things to podcast@cbcsiouxcity.org. Again, we want to thank you for spending time to connect with the central body through this show. It is our prayer that through these casual conversations, we bring glory to God, we encourage other followers of Christ, and inspire those who do not yet know the Lord to investigate Him. Thanks for listening.